Okay guys, so it's time to sit back and have a little chat about El Capitan, Shea Weber. That's right, because this guy unfortunately may have played his last NHL game, and that's a huge loss for the Habs. Not only on the ice, but off the ice as well. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about what we know so far and just how big of an impact this could have on the team moving forward. But first, before we begin, if you guys are a fan of the Habs, or you've piss-drawn a Habs logo in the snow, then please consider subscribing to my channel as I upload a ton of hockey content and would really enjoy having some more of you friggin' grasshoppers tag along for the ride. Now, first things first here, let's get it right out of the way. Shea Weber had a birthday yesterday, okay? He's 36 years old now. And for those of you that didn't wish him a happy birthday, or even knew he had a birthday, then shame on your souls. But I do hope that he had a good birthday. You know, all his kids were there to see him, like Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, Romanov, and Caulfield. I can just picture them now, running towards Weber's house with a birthday cake, through all the tall grass. Caulfield, of course, being barely visible. Anyway, over the past year, there has been a lot of speculation on the durability of Shea Weber. Nick Kypreos was speaking about it months and months ago, along with Tony Marinaro, about how they had sources that informed them that Shea Weber required a career-ending surgery. And you know what? At the time, I was thinking, Nick Kypreos, come on, the guy's got a bowl of Fruit Loops for a brain. But fast forward a few months later, after coming so friggin' close, the playoffs were over, and it was quickly revealed that Shea Weber was all banged up. He was playing with a bad thumb, he needed surgeries pretty much everywhere. In fact, you name a body part, go ahead, name one. And there's like a 95% chance that Shea Weber had trouble with it. It wasn't good. Now, at the very bottom of this Montreal Gazette article that I've got on screen here, it would go on to say, Bergevin said that the pain has become too much for Weber to handle, adding it took a lot of therapy just to be able to get on the ice for practice this season. Bergevin said Weber is not a player who complains, and missing practice was never an option with him. The GM added that there's a lot of mileage on Weber's body, and that he pushed himself to the limit. And you know what? He really did. And Weber took a lot of unnecessary flack since he was acquired in a trade by Marc Bergevin, which saw PK Subban head on over to Nashville. But the guy has been nothing but a classy beast since joining the Habs. He makes life miserable for the opponents, he sticks up for his mates, and when you really think about how hard this guy played over the past few seasons, all the hitting and long minutes, and then, you think about how much pain he was going through during these times, it's pretty friggin' crazy. Because some of these guys, they break a nail and they're like, oh, they're acting like they jumped on a grenade and it exploded. Or they get a runny nose and they're missing practice and they don't know if they should play. You get the point. Now back to the trade. PK Subban was a fan favorite when he was here. I mean, I've got a lot of good memories of Subban. But looking back right now, this trade was a move in the right direction. Because Weber was a quiet, humble leader. A guy that clearly had the respect from everybody in that locker room, including the coaches and management. And while a lot of us are freaking out these days about some of the losses during the offseason, I think Weber is the biggest loss, and by far. You might not believe it just yet, but he's a big loss. And again, unfortunately, I don't think he's coming back. Especially after hearing what Bergevin said during his press conference, yada yada yada. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him on the ice again. I know there's a lot of guys still clinging on to hope that the Habs, their plan, they're going to make the playoffs, they're going to be up against the cap, and they're going to pull out the old Tampa Bay playbook and have Weber return for action. But I don't think it's going to happen. Now, taking a look at his stats here. Yeah, his offensive production was starting to decline a little bit, but the guy was always a gamer. He was a threat on the power play. Just having him out there with that bomb of a shot, huh? The penalty kill would always have to keep a close eye on him. Eyes like these. But defensively, at his own end of the rink, this guy was the man for shutting down teams. If the Habs were up by a goal, they'd just stick Weber and Ben Sherratt out there and let them double dragon the shit out of opposing teams. It was awesome. But now he's gone. Jeez. And this is where things get interesting. It's gonna have a little ripple effect on the team. I can see it. And you know, I may be wrong, but I think one guy that's gonna suffer from the loss of Shea Weber is Ben Sherratt. That's right, Big Ben. Big Ben's bread. I don't know. It just felt like these guys went together like Harry and Lloyd. They may not have been the fastest combo at the rink, but they complemented each other's play pretty well. And I think it's going to be interesting to see who Ben Sherratt gets paired with next season. And while I think it's going to be David Savard, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen out of camp? But Sherratt is definitely a guy to keep an eye on this year. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. I just thought, considering yesterday was Shea Weber's birthday, maybe now is a good time to reflect on just how much he means to the Habs. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, sucks to be you. And hey, if any listeners out there have a topic that they'd like to see me cover, let me know down there in the old comment section, and maybe, just maybe, I'll give it a sniff. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.